All right, so here he is, Khabib Nurmagomedov. His future, in all likelihood, is in the UFC Hall of Fame, but his present is this fight right now, once again taking on a fellow top 10, 155-pound fighter.
And when you've done everything that Khabib has done, that's all you see, is the best the business has to offer. Yeah. And after the McGregor fight, his star shined more brightly than he ever could have imagined. I know how humble Khabib is. I know how much he loves to live in privacy. Right. I understand that, but when you beat a Conor McGregor in the way that he did, he became an international icon, and it shows as you watch him in his pursuits of just opportunities and everything. But nothing is available to Khabib if he does not take care of business in this octagon. And every time he steps foot there, he does exactly that. One of the most dominant fighters the UFC has ever seen.
Going into that Conor McGregor fight, UFC 229, October of 2018, had about 4 million Instagram followers. Yes. How about 15 million? You got some catching up.
I mean, the next day, he was up to 10. It was unbelievable. That's what happens when you fight Conor McGregor, and you beat him. Most
lightweights say, top to bottom, the toughest matchup for them in this division is Khabib Nurmagomedov. We'll see how it goes for him here tonight. All right, so here he is, one of the consensus greatest of all time, the newly minted UFC heavyweight champion, Jon Bones Jones. And I think by and large, this sport is better when he is in it. Tonight, he tries to successfully defend his UFC heavyweight title.
Yeah, Jon Jones at heavyweight is something that we have waited for a really long time. And to say that he delivered would be a massive understatement as he won the fight in the way that he did. Jon Jones, once again, building on such a strong legacy.
Few guys relish fight night as much as Jon Jones. You see him grinning ear to ear as soon as he hits the tunnel. We'll see how it goes in title defense number 1. Jon Jones, one of the greatest of all time. And that means we are set for our main event of the evening. Our tale of the tape for this heavyweight championship fight. Here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. It's time! 5 round for the undisputed UFC Heavyweight Championship of the world. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, presenting the challenger, Khabib the Eagle Nurmagomedov. And now introducing the champion, fighting out of the red corner. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the reigning, defending UFC Heavyweight Champion of the world, Jon Bones Jones.
And there's Herb Dean. He will handle the action inside the octagon.
Good.
He is undefeated. He is one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world. And what a pain in the neck he is to fight. Khabib Nurmagomedov figures to go to the takedowns early enough here tonight, but if he needs to strike, we have seen a constant evolution when it comes to his striking. This is one of the best fighters in any division, and Khabib Nurmagomedov back at it tonight. Well, you start to really worry about the wrestling, and there's that left hand from Khabib.
Underrated. I mean, it's a very underrated part of his game, his ability to stand and strike with anybody in the UFC.
Punches in bunches as he lands another combination there, really doing a nice job stringing his shots together.
He's doing a great job of stringing the shots together and also just mixing up the target and the attacks. Great job finding different places for his strikes to land. Oh, he's doing a real good job of levitating off the strikes too. Yes, smart adjustment, yep.
Nurmagomedov's back in half guard. Drops down inside the now closed guard of his opponent.
Let's see how patient he is as he attacks a submission or big ground and pound. Oh, right into mount.
crazy accuracy and efficiency with these ground and Nurmagomedov's going for the sub here. Oh, that looks tight to me. It's locked in.
Oh, he's gonna submit him!
Oh, he got out. How good is that?
This guy is so aware. He never leaves anything long to allow for himself to get subbed.
Look to counter that hook. Let's go. Look to counter that hook.
Oh, big shots from the top. And there it is, another strike gets through on the ground. Jones's pass is denied. Ooh, right into side control, DC.
This is where you want to be now because you get to make your opponent decide. They try to turn back into you, you can attack guillotine. If they turn away to try to get to your knees, you throw your hooks in and you got all your rear choke submissions.
Fighter trying to pass here, ooh, but gets denied.
Gets denied. Great job, great recognition of seeing what your opponent was trying to do. He's got to be careful here.
Not there yet, but might get the submission here shortly.
There it is, now he's running him out. Massive shot from the top. This is a terrible position.
Man, he's killing it on the ground. Another strike gets through. Bottom fighter better move.
Yeah, he's got to move, John. He's got to shrimp and try to either get up or pull his opponent back into him so he doesn't have the posture to land that big damage.
All right, well, not good body language from his opponent here, DC. He's curled up.
No, he's exhausted. He's been beaten.
All right, inside his opponent's guard here, DC. You don't want to play around here too long.
No, you got to either have two hands in or two hands out, or guys start to attack triangles.
So the crowd absolutely loving it as these fighters work their way back to the feet.
The fighters are back to their feet now, and they can take in the applause because they deserve it after that grappling exchange.
Trying to go to the body now with the kick. That one misses.
Big double leg, double change. Oh, he passes the half guard now. And he's not posturing to land punches, so look for a submission attempt.
All right, working out of side control here. His opponent trying to control posture, but you got to be careful here. Knee on belly, big strikes landing here. All right, into full guard here.
Look for a pass immediately in the half guard. Keep advancing the position.
All right, 45 seconds now to go in the round. Well, you know I don't like the gi very much, but I have an appreciation and a healthy one for these type of transitions.
You can tell he's been in a gi at some point in his life with the way that he moves so freely.
I'm skipping jiu-jitsu next week, too.
He's working on the arm bar. What tight arm bar.
Oh, gives up on the submission now, so preferring to maybe get to a dominant position instead. Khabib's back in full mount.
Great job finding his shots from the top position.
Round two straight ahead.
Stop.
You're being controlled on the ground here. He gets the takedown. I need you to put your feet on his hips immediately and push off. Don't rest until you're back up on your feet.
All right, now we take a look back at some of the action in that previous round, DC. A lot to like on both sides, really.
I mean, both were intent on going forward. And what happens when nobody wants to take a step back? They meet in the middle. That's exactly what they did, and they both found success over the course of that round.
All right, 5 minutes in the can. Here we go now with the start of round two. Jon Jones and Khabib Nurmagomedov. Beautiful technique on the straight right hand. Oh, man, I'm starting to feel bad for the canvas as he lands another takedown there.
He landed another takedown, and he's doing it over and over again. What I am a massive fan of is his cardio, the ability to be able to keep this pace over and over as he hits these takedown attempts.
Well, doing his able best to avoid the ground and pound here. Nice job by Jones.
Escape. Oh, right to the mount.
Lands the ground and pound strike.
Don't be a standing still.
Well, eventually he's going to try to get up, but he's moving his head pretty well here to avoid damage on the ground.
You don't want to be comfortable on your back. But when you're taken down, you got to make sure you're active, and that's exactly what he's doing.
Nice movement to avoid some of those strikes from the top.
Nice shots landing from the top position. Another one. I mean, he cannot miss from the top position.
All right, so pretty good damage here with the ground and pound. Nothing superficial about these strikes. They are intending to harm.
Oh, yeah, he's landing very accurately, and he's landing to get damage off.
Oh, that's how you do it. Postures up and lands to the head. Again, not much defense there. Another ground strike gets through. And now he's got the back.
Now he's going full mount.
We march on, 3 minutes to go. Posturing up now.
And now the damage is about to start.
Well, he's on his back, but he's moving his head on the ground pretty well defensively. Moving his head here on the ground, Shane.
I mean, this guy is very active.
Well, he continues to manhandle him here on the ground. Nicely done. All right, half guard position for him here, and I can hear Dominic Cruz in the back of my head just screaming about underhooks somewhere.
Yeah,
somehow.
he loves, I mean, but he's right? He's so right in terms of if you're on your back in the half guard, one thing you can't be is flat on your back. You need to be up on an elbow.
Right.
You need to be half on the side, and you need to control the far side underhook. It is a battle for underhook when you're fighting in the half guard position on the mat.
Let's go. Push, push, push. It's free.
Oh, nice right hand by the chin. Yeah. Now he's got a good body position. Yup.
I need you to move. Scramble.
All right, so he's got the body locked down here, DC, or so it appears. This is not a guy you want anywhere near your back. All right, so you got to be careful playing on the ground with this guy. You don't want to mess around for too long. Jones is right back to the full mount.
Beautiful ground strikes landing.
Let's go. Get him off. Get him off.
Good movement defensively here on the ground by Nurmagomedov.
1 minute left.
Well, he's got his back now.
Nice. Great shot from the top position. Take him out here.
All right, so he continues to land a high volume of strikes. He talked to us a lot about pace and pressure, and he has certainly kept up his end of the bargain.
I mean, the cardio is fantastic tonight. He is pushing at a level that we have not seen him fight before.
All right, well, he's got him softened up here. Jones is right back to the full mount here. Grounded him and pounded him. Nice job. Oh, his ground and pound is on full display here tonight. Jones has got his back yet again. Two rounds in the books.
Take a deep breath. Nice job out there. He's exhausted. Your ground control is unstoppable. Whatever you want to do down there, you can do.
All right, that's the end of the round as we show you some of the highlights over those 5 minutes. Really a clinic when it comes to the ground and pound.
Yeah, man, this is what you're taught. When you're learning to become a ground and pound fighter, you want to do it exactly like he did. gain posture, have height, control hands and wrists. Land strikes, don't throw too many, throw just enough, control, throw again, control. He did it perfect.
Ready to fight? Ready. Good.
Round 3 of a possible 5. Ooh, found a home for that knee.
Nice combination by the champ.
Oh, he lands another strike to the body here, really starting to connect on a lot of strikes to the midsection here in the latter stages of this fight. Nurmagomedov gets absolutely pelted by that head kick. Stuffs the takedown, no problem. Oh, and he lands yet another flush knee. That's going to leave a mark. And again, when you're using this length as effectively as he is here tonight, we might get a finish here in the not-too-distant future. Oh, the roundhouse kick lands. Strong defense here as the hook to the head is blocked. Oh, nice low kick.
Oh, stuck in the guillotine.
Oh, how good is that as he gets out?
That is great submission defense, keeping everything short and not allowing his opponent to get the submission victory.
Nurmagomedov's attempting a triangle here. Let's see if he can finish the deal.
Oh my goodness, I think it might happen. Oh, he's going to try to slam.
Oh, he's out. Oh, slams him to the ground. High intensity there. So as his opponent's attempting a triangle, he's able to change course and get this fight to the canvas. Well played right there. Well, he has expended a lot of energy going for these submissions tonight. I'm not sure his opponent is actually submittable.
No, it doesn't seem like it, because every time he goes for a submission, he gets close, or at least he expects to get close. But his opponent is so on his game that he's not giving him much to work with. This has been a beautiful display of grappling offensively, but also defensively.
All right, trying to pass here. As Glover Teixeira might say, not today.
Not today. Great job of following with the hips, keeping those legs locked and keeping them in full guard.
Oh, that's tight. Oh, somehow he gets out.
Great submission defense by this man. It looked like he was done. He goes back to the well and lands another strike to the top. And now you can see the swelling.
Can't get it. Good awareness by the defensive fighter. Jones is able to make a nice transition there back into side control. Lands with the ground and pound here. Well, pretty good work off of the bottom here by Nurmagomedov. Well, now you see some visible damage on the side underneath the elbow. He told us he was going to invest in the body, and he hasn't missed a whole lot tonight.
You didn't expect him to do it this effectively. He's done a fantastic job of following the game plan.
Good, solid strike on the ground.
Great job changing the position and getting that reversal.
Nurmagomedov's back in full mount.
Great submission defense.
All right, so there it is again. He's been very efficient with his ground and pound striking game tonight.
And now they're starting to pile. He's starting to pile them together. Punch after punch is starting to land from the top position.
Lands another strike upstairs, and for his opponent, that is certainly not going to help matters when it comes to the swelling.
He can't miss, Jay. And when you saw the swelling initially, you knew that he needed to change something. He still has not changed that. And while it's getting worse, it's still not at a point where we should panic. But a few more, and he's going to find himself in a dire situation.
All right, so now blood is a factor. You see that he has been opened up in that eye area.
Yeah, he's got hit in the eye, and now there's a cut. But it's nothing to worry about too much now. But he's got to be very careful with it as we go forward.
Well, no feeling out process tonight. Both fighters invoking damage on the other DC.
Yes, we knew this would be very competitive. We knew that this was a tough fight. We knew that both guys...
He's having his way with him here. Well, the ground and pound has been on point tonight. Good work here by Nurmagomedov. Oh, this one could be over soon.
The fight's over.
Khabib Nurmagomedov gets the win by TKO.
Jeez Louise.
Well, make no mistake about it, he is getting 2 paychecks tonight as he gets the big TKO victory. Wow.
That's unbelievable. It was crazy to watch his finishing instincts on display as he got that massive victory. It was amazing, John. It was amazing.
All right, let's get you some replays now. Certainly a lot for our replay guys to work with in the truck. This was a clinic tonight in terms of mixed martial arts acumen in every realm of the game.
And once he got to the top, he started to land brutal ground and pound until the fight was called off. Just a dominant performance from the top position.
Bruce Buffer has the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Deans called a stop to this contest at 4 minutes, 29 seconds of the third round. Declaring the winner by TKO and new undisputed UFC heavyweight champion of the world, Khabib the Eagle Nurmagomedov.
And still undefeated and now a knockout artist, perhaps not, but Khabib Nurmagomedov getting it done by TKO here tonight. He's always been sort of underappreciated as a striker, and he showed you a lot of those skills tonight.
Yeah, he showed all of his skills. He's showing an advancement of his stand-up to be able to hurt his opponent and then finish him to earn a TKO victory. Here in submission and decision has been something that we aren't surprised with when we hear with Khabib. But this victory, this TKO shows and he's only getting better.
And now the question is, who will be next? Who does Khabib Nurmagomedov want? He called for the TKO tonight, and he gets it. Congratulations to the Eagle, Khabib Nurmagomedov.